going to start with the first person that I saw jump on, which I believe was it David McFly Mims, who was the first person on this evening? I can't hear you, David. You're like silent.
I wasn't the first one. I think it was Dion that was the first one. I'll go after.
We'll let Dion go last because he has some updates about the Black Credit Union. So, okay, is that okay, Dion, since you have a longer thing you want to share? Perfect. So let ladies go first, and then we'll get into the men. Well, we are live on Facebook, and we are already recording for our YouTube segment of this evening. Welcome to the Economic Crisis Initiative. We were just trying to hash out a couple of, details before we really got kicking. It's your girl, AniYa A, and this is like our third, fourth, maybe even 20th month doing the Economic Crisis Initiative meetings here on Zoom. And tonight, I'm really excited because we have new faces in the place. So without further ado, we're going to have our other sister on come and share who she is and briefly, some information about her. Sister Pamela Clark from Cheektowaga, Buffalo. Woohoo! Sister Pamela? All right, something is going on with her device. It tends to do that. So let's head off to brother David McFly Mims until Pamela can get that together.
Well, I see the technical difficulties, but let me get into mine. Well, my name is David Mims, David McFly Mims. I do photography, film, I'm a visionary, do like a lot of things in the community. And no, I don't really like to talk a lot about myself. I'd rather have people talk for me, speak for me. But, I love multimedia, doing things in the community. My things is that, if you're not a part of the solution, then you're a part of the problem. So you have to get involved to, definitely be a part of the solution, just be in tune with the community, can't really be out of tune. So that's all I have to say for now.
Thank you. And I hope you share much more later. Pamela, can you hear us okay?
Sure, I can hear you fine.
Awesome. Can you share who you are and some info about you tonight, beautiful lady?
Yes, I'm Pamela Clark. I'm an activist, and I like to get out and get involved with the community and help the young youth, drug dealers and users and everybody to get off the street and direct them to high school, college, and whatever's out there for them that they don't know about. And I try to do a little funding and raise funding, and that's pretty much what I do in the community.
And you are a real activist for sure. You are also with the National Action Network, and you are really proactive when it comes to this work for our people. So we'll get into more of that for sure. I'm so glad you're with us. We have people watching all over Facebook already, so that's exciting. And we have Dion Powell, because Dan is not able to speak into the microphone this evening, so he's messaging us. But we have Dion Powell next with his information and some great updates. Dion.
My name is the Honorable County Committeeman Dion Powell of the Bronx 79th Assembly Districts. I'm also the founder of the New York Free Thinking Democrats on Facebook, the group, as you may or may not know. And also, I won't be telling the political side, but my last title I'll give you, because I'm all about titles, because you earn them if you, work hard and put it to work in, whatever, is that I'm also the crisis director here at the Bronx chapter of the National Action Network. And I also did in person to the convention that we had last week, which was very beautiful. And I had a free rapid COVID test thanks to a Quest Diagnostics. So I'm going to give them a plug for us as well. And then back to you, AniYa.
Oh, well, thank you so much, the Honorable Dion J. Powell, MPA. At least I got that part together on tonight. Let me just read what he says. Yes, absolutely, Dan, whatever you want to do. I know Dan, is not able to, again, speak, but he is excited about being on with us. And I'm always excited to have Dan on because he is very, very intuitive and he knows his stuff when it comes to this dynamic. So with that being said, let's just jump in it, guys. Let's just talk about some things that are going on. Before we go into the economics of our lives and the situations that we're finding ourselves in, in this country, etc., let's talk about that case yesterday and getting those convictions. And the reason I wanted to just kind of start there is because, as we know, we've never seen that happen before, and I feel really blessed. Does anybody have anything that they want to share in regards to Chauvin going to jail for a very long time? Does anybody want to start and say anything? We have a few seconds. Take the lead.
I would like to say I am so grateful for this that happened, because we never thought that this would really, become like, it's like history. It's like, finally, because we came a long ways for having a police officer, be justified for what he did. And the way he looked was like, oh, I just couldn't stand looking at him.
Absolutely.
He was so out of space looking, but to see the enjoyment and the joy of the people in the streets, so happy to hear the verdict of it, of the justice. Made everybody so overwhelmed and overcome, like, thank you, God is really with us.
Amen.
Finally, how long Reverend Al been fighting for justice and everyone else. And to see the people out in the street, all nationality, all national colors. I mean, it was just so grateful. I'm grateful. I really am. I'm just so grateful for the family, because I can just imagine, I have been through a predicament of my child. So I know how those parents and those brothers and sisters feel, because you feel so lost and you be empty, and it's like, is somebody going to really help us get justice? And they did.
And they did.
They really did.
Finally.
Yes.
Thank you, Sister Pam. Thank you. That is so beautifully said. And that's absolutely the consensus with the verdict yesterday. Anybody else? David, I see you. I don't know if you're doing a symbol or a sign. Did you want to share anything?
Dion, you want to say something?
It's pretty cool, man. Pass the ball, Pippin. Hey, Jordan. All right, cool. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So yesterday was an interesting day. I've actually believed that I have to tune out all these things because, I'm so desensitized to what's going on. But yes, guilty's there. And I have Black networks in the far right, Black people in the far left, Black people. So now all the far right Black people are like, okay, that's great. So you believe in the system that you hate and it works for you, now you're happy. But remember, this guy can still take it to the appeal. So if the system works for the appeal, will you still be happy too? So I'm getting mixed reviews of this whole process. But yes, history's been made, but still, I want to point the finger back this way to our people. Like, what are you going to do?
Yes.
But other stuff in your community that's going on within your control, and you are the jury and the judge to control your children and the people pissing in your hallways and the theft and all the baby mother making and all the stuff that happens to us to ourselves that we don't need the police for. We can actually take care of it ourselves. But yes, this is one thing that everybody took all their energy and hit the streets. But I would just wish that we could take that same energy and collectivity to put money in a Black-owned bank and do one positive thing in that direction to prevent certain things from happening,
Absolutely. Thank you, Dion. Thank you. Very well said. Accountability, Black people. We need to keep ourselves more accountable and also stop the violence against one another. We'll talk about that later. That's a huge facet, but this is why we're here talking and we're sharing information with our community leaders and those that care. Now to Jordan, aka David McFly Mims, for his commentary, and then we'll pick it up with the Economic Crisis Initiative.
Yeah, well, I will actually say that it was, good for some people to heal, like a reference to, a lot of wounds has been opened throughout the years. And, just to see this is real good. It's a good step. But I really feel like, we can't, allow this to blind us or pacify us.
Right.
Because, this could be just another sacrificial lamb. Just another sacrificial lamb to cover up everything else or to misdirect. And, another thing is that, with Chauvin, going to jail, that's a bucket of water. But, with the bucket of water, we got to think about the whole well and everything. And that's the whole system of white supremacy and the whole system that's, around this country, not even with the country, just this country, but, throughout the whole world with like a lot of injustices that's happening, especially to us Black people. So we really have to still keep our eyes on the prize. We can't really be, comfortable or focused, because we have to remember, it wasn't even an hour after, the verdict was, released, to the public. Now we're dealing with another situation with the 16-year-old girl that got, killed. So we have, we still have, a lot to, go, and, a lot to focus on, and, take care of, and concentrate. But just like I said, this is just, I feel like it's just another sacrificial lamb and a bucket of water. We have to focus on the well. And it's like the tip of the iceberg, but this is not even just the tip of the iceberg. It's just a snowflake on the tip of an iceberg with a lot of things below, underneath the surface that we have to really attend to and address. So that's all I have to say in reference to that. But, it was a good thing that, it happened yesterday, but, we can't be blind to the fact of the dangers that's lurking ahead.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, my brother. God bless you, and God bless the movement and all those that are in leadership. And again, this is why tonight is so amazing for us to really hone in on how do we go from the bottom to the top. And one of the reasons why we do this is to really empower our community, because a lot of times we as a people, we think, collecting these checks or buying this Gucci or whatever Prada is the thing, and it's not. We need to invest into our futures. We need to save. We need to learn more than anything how to invest, how to save, how to, I don't want to utilize that word budget, but how to get our coins in position for the future and for now. And with that being said, yes, Dion, invite more people to come on tonight. Typically the people start coming in around this time. Welcome, Patricia Vestal, MC Millen. I see people are saying, yes, Lord. Another comment is amen from my sister, Anna Burgess. Please invite other people to this so we can talk about, this topic, which is very huge. Presently, we have a report out, which I think Dion also mentioned the last time we were on, or somebody else, but you all know that our medium as a Black people annually is approximately 17,000. When it comes to white America, that median is like 117,000 or 171,000. And we know the fact is that white America was given a way head start than we were, right? We understand that, systematically and demographically, et cetera, historically, you will see that the white community always had, the coin, always had the bag. But this is what I want us to understand tonight is, even though they had such a big head start and they utilized our resources and our energy and our bodies to do what they did, what I want us to do is really hone in on the fact that we can't change the past, but we can change the future. And what does that mean? That means even though we've been through this and we're still waiting for, I guess, our reparations, the 20 miles of acres and 65 donkeys, or whatever that saying is at this point, right? Because we're probably not going to see it in this lifetime. But whenever we do see that reparational, facet, or whenever we do see the reparations, whenever we see that thing happening for us, we have to be prepared. Mentally, emotionally, physically. We have to understand what credit means to this country in America. We have to understand that shopping at the mall, well, there probably won't be a mall, situation for many years to come or whatever, because of, the climate that we're in. But either way, shopping all the time and spending your money frivolously and then waiting for the government to cut you a check, like for food stamps or whatever the hell, that's not going to work anymore, because very soon this country may just stop certain resources. And then what are we going to do as a Black people? So when this program, started, it was literally off of conversations that I would have with people. It wasn't the fact that I literally, did not understand the financial gamut or, savings, etc. And then I thought about it. Why not start something where we could talk about this weekly and we could actually help the community build their wealth? And we like to decrease the debt and, increase your wealth. So that's what we're going to do tonight. If anybody has anything that they want to jump in and say, feel free to do so as I pull up some information online, because I wanted to show you guys what's going on and why this was so huge for me tonight. Because again, I'm not a genius. I don't know how to read, these types of, systems, etc. We talk about this stuff frequently. I know how to invest in stuff, but I don't know how to keep my money growing. And so with that being said, I want to show you literally a graph, because I just for the first time tapped in to this Robinhood thing, okay, that everybody was going crazy about. And literally, I'm going to show you how wild this thing looks and why we need to take a look at our finances. Anybody have anything that they want to share? Unmute yourself now.
Sure. I would like to say one thing about my situation. I worked the system.
You're breaking up, Sister Pam.
I worked all my life. So when you put in, okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me now?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I worked all my life and I worked the system. And when you know how to work the system, you know how to save. Like when you go into these malls, instead of running into the malls buying the highest prices, I'm still going in and out.
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, a little bit better, but it just keeps breaking up.
Oh God, my goodness. Okay, well, I worked all my life,
yes,
and I worked on a job for years. And when you work on a job for years, you get time. You build up your time for you to be able to retire. But if you keep quitting jobs, that's not good. Jumping to another job. You must stay on the job for some years so you can just get your Social Security and get retirement. So I learned to do that from my parents. I watch how they work. I watched how they save money, and I watched how they shop. And I went in the stores when I go shopping. I used to, when I get that money, I used to go and buy the highest first thing I see, but I learned to wait for the clearance rack.
Yes.
I learned to wait.
I'll be back.
I learned to wait, and just that stuff's gonna go on sale. And I learned to go in my closet and just mismatch stuff up, because I had enough clothes to where I can mismatch stuff up, and people was like, where did you get that from? Where did you get that from? I didn't get it from nowhere. I got it out of my closet, and I wore what I wore. And my mother grew me up of not with all the finest thing, but she kept us clean. She kept us neat. She kept us clothes on our back. And she showed all the economics way of living and saving. So I learned from watching and paying attention, no matter what I did, jewelry and gold and all this, and show off and be so fancy and all that stuff. For what? It doesn't represent nothing too much. It's like, slow down and just be yourself. So I always like to be myself. I never tried to be like other people. I wanted to be with the Joneses, but I couldn't. Because I wasn't born rich and wealthy. I couldn't. So,
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that commentary.
So, and
hello?
Thank you. Because I learned, I really just learn every time I get young people.
You're breaking up.
Y'all teach me so much too of say a lot of stuff that I didn't know. Let somebody else talk now.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Pam. We appreciate you, and we're glad we taught you some stuff. Anybody else before I show this list of stuff here and this graph and things of that nature?
Well, I would like to say that in reference to finances and things of that nature, we need to focus on our health.
Yes.
Because if you're not physically, able to get up out the bed or move places, then it's going to benefit. It's going to it's not going to benefit you. It's going to actually burden you, because you're going to end up, if you're not in good health, you're going to spend like a lot of money, going to the hospital, going to the gyms and things of that nature, taking all these health supplements and things of that nature. But if you're already healthy and in good shape, starting at a young age, then you wouldn't need to spend like a lot of money for physical trainers or going to the gym or, going to the hospital for health complications that you could have taken care of a lot earlier when you were, when you was a younger age, less smoking, less drinking, because even, the alcohol and the drugs, messes up your concentration, also messes up your mental health. And then if your mental health is not good, then you're not going to be able to focus on finances or getting certain things together, because you're going to easily overlook certain things because, your mind is not in a good mental state. So that's an important thing, and like they say, your body is your first investment. So you definitely got to make sure that is real good. Then everything else, would apply in reference to your mental health, developing, learning, things, and, just taking time to really spend money or utilize your money in a way where it could help you, work for your money, not work for your money, but, let the money work for you. So many things, but definitely interested in what you want to show on your screen. So definitely want to see your presentation.
Well, thank you so much. You're absolutely right. When it comes to mental health, and people are watching now, they're agreeing with everything we're saying. So it excites me to see that type of dynamic. Mama Brenda has entered the waiting room. Hold on one second. You all know sometimes people enter this thing and it's hard to maneuver. I'm still learning how to participate and get everything together with this. So Mama Brenda is here with us live as well. All right, perfect. I see that. All right, so with this screen, right, I'm just sharing something with you because I'm not even privy to all the ways that the stock market and things of that nature work. And because of that, I think I could have made a whole lot more money having some kind of investment with Robinhood, for example, and not knowing that this money wasn't moving this whole time, because I think I was supposed to be doing certain things to move the money, buying, selling, and things of that nature. So as you guys see here, Mama Brenda, are you here? Mama Brenda's here with us. I see her, but I'm not sure if she can hear us clearly. All right.
Is that like stocks and bonds and stuff
yes,
like that?
This is the Robinhood stocks page, and literally over I don't know how long ago I put money into this thing. I put money into this thing a while ago, and I never checked on it because I thought these these stock things just kind of buy and sell themselves or whatever, but I was not aware. Dion's laughing, but I made the first step.
Yeah, because
listen, you guys can laugh.
You know what?
But I just wanted to show you real quick. Hold on.
No.
Huh?
No, but you know what? Back in the day, I was so scared of stocks and bonds because I used to hear how it ripped people off. Like you put your money into it and you would lose your money. The stocks be going up and down, and then you wouldn't be getting nothing. And so I was so afraid to put my money into stocks and bonds.
Okay.
Back in our days.
So now you're not afraid.
Well, I would like to. Anybody talking?
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I would like to say, in reference to the stocks, you see, as Black people, we have a real big problem of being patient and wait. Like whenever we get money, we want to spend it. Whenever we get many of us in our communities is used to going to the check cashing place instead of depositing the money in the bank or in the savings account. We're not used to really saving because throughout the years, we've been so pressured to buy the most expensive things, Gucci, Prada, and all of those other things, right? So when it comes to stocks, it's really like a waiting game, because a lot of times when we go into stocks and we see it goes down for 1 week, so we lose a little something and we get a little nervous and people want to pull out. But in reference to like, Bitcoin was at a low price one time. And one time it was like about $5. Now it's $65,000. And that's the same thing with a couple of other things. Like, for example, like I could say maybe like 5 years ago, Amazon was probably like around 300, maybe like $600 a stock. Now it's I'll say maybe like 30,000. We just give like any type of number right now. But somebody could like really Google and see how much the Amazon stock is right now. And that's the same thing with like a lot of other stocks. I would say my suggestion is that, instead of, spending money that you like to do, recreationally, like if you want to smoke, drink, the amount of money throughout the years that a lot of people, use to like, smoke, drink, go out to like bullshit vacations that, doesn't really mean anything right now, invested in a stock at a low price. Like, for an example, if they would have invested in Amazon a couple of years ago,
Absolutely.
they would have like, seen probably like close to $1 million, the amount of money that they spend throughout the year, or the amount of money that they spend throughout the year on recreational things, dates and all of that stuff. If they would have invested in the Bitcoin when it first came out, they could have, caked up, a lot of money by now, retirement. So I would
Absolutely.
say that, a lot of times we can't really go by the peer pressure, like, hanging out with your friends all of the time, going out to the clubs or going to the strip clubs, make it rain. And this goes for women too. Women go to strip clubs as well too and everything. Because, when it comes to like the male strippers, I know a lot of women that be pulling out that money. So,
Absolutely.
so the thing is, it's like, making it rain, going to the club. A lot of women I know, like, drinking alcohol, smoking and everything. They could have like, spent that money,
Lucky.
on, some stocks, invested, and would have benefited a lot by now.
Absolutely.
So the
Keep
thing
talking.
is that with what you're doing, showing like with the rocket, people
Sorry,
need to
guys.
be a lot more educated. People need to be a lot more educated in reference to, the stocks and, how to like, move through the stock market so that they were able to be able to like benefit later on. But another suggestion is, to start, as young as possible. Start as young as possible and educate them so that by the time they're older.
I'll give you guys a little shameless plug for Cash App. Cash App now, a few months ago, actually might do it too, is actually giving like a little free play money for their Bitcoin link thing. So I don't know if Naya wants to put that up or not. She has a window in the way of her shared screen. But yes, Cash App, little things that we're doing now on the side, they have a little Bitcoins linked to it now. So you might want to start that way. And also, I encourage you guys to always YouTube anything, like how to YouTube anything. Like YouTube how to invest in Bitcoin. Give you just like the casino. I'm a big poker player. If you go to the casino, they're overly helpful to help you invest and spend your money. So ask questions, try, start with like maybe a little small $100 or so, and see how it is. Join a group like McFly said, and Facebook and stuff like that. Know people, just ask around. But then again, do your own research. Just don't listen to anybody. That's the first rule of thumb for anything in the Black culture. Don't listen to anybody, and don't feel discouraged or intimidated. YouTube, watch a video, ask YouTube how to invest in cryptocurrency. Watch a little half an hour video. Things of that nature. But I think AniYa A is going some more. So yeah, man. This is the future, and starts here with us. Back to you, AniYa A.
Mommy's gonna wake you up. Mom's gonna wake you up. Okay? So be quiet.
I told you guys about that little furry monster that I have, right? Welcome everybody watching on Instagram as well. Please tell a friend. I believe we've got a couple more new visitors tonight. Art Austin. Who is Art Austin?
They came and gone.
They came and gone? Okay. I know Mama Brenda's on for sure. So everything you guys are saying is imperative for our financial health goals as well as our mental, I guess mental state of mind, whereas we need to change how we think. We need to change how we look at money. We need to not be afraid. Everything you guys are saying are right on point. And so that's why I kind of put up this graph tonight, so that not only you guys can look at it, but I can look at it too. Whereas I don't know the first thing about what the heck, you know, these people are talking about, but I'm going to start looking into this thing more, and I'm going to educate myself, because at the end of the day, what's happened is, because we're always so busy with like ridiculous things, we never really take a look to see what's happening and what can benefit us. And I say we, because I put us all in that same boat, because I know that there's a lot of us that talk about different things and we don't act, and we're not as proactive as we should be. This box says to move it. Okay, how do I move this box? All right. Anyway, so when I put in this money into this whole, you know, Robinhood thing, you know, over what, months ago or whatever, like I said, I was so ignorant. I thought it was gonna move around and it was gonna do what it do. And apparently it didn't do what it does. Okay, and my money just kind of sat there because I didn't know how to move that money, and I didn't know how to make it grow. But now I'm overcoming that fear, and I'm going to learn, and I am going to do more with my Robinhood account, because I'm no longer afraid. Plus, I'm allocating the proper time into looking at this. I do have a financial advisor where I do have other monies in different places, friends and family. Like I have monies tied up in real, you know, circumstances with a real stock person, a financial advisor, which some of you have met already, but we're going to bring him back on our platform. He works for a very reputable bank, and he really takes joy in helping us as a people get to where we need to be financially. So we will be inviting that brother on back so that he can teach us more, because he knows what all of this means. And one of the things that I want to do, like I said, for us as a community, is get us prepared when it comes to our money, when it comes to investments. What does that look like for you all? How can we do the most with our money? We can no longer be afraid of making money. You know, we can no longer be afraid of looking at these graphs and these charts. Welcome. If you're on Instagram, we're presently on Facebook. We're looking at a graph for Robinhood. We're talking about Bitcoining. We're talking about CoinBase, and we're talking about the Black Credit Union. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Join us on Facebook, AniYa A period. And you could see this graph that we're looking at. So, okay, when it comes to this graph, I don't understand it. I'm not going to lie to you guys, but that's why, you know, I'm very open and vocal about this process that we're in, because if we continue to be ignorant, if we continue to not know what's going on, then we're always going to be at the bottom of the totem pole. So right now, you know, the Wall Street Journal put something out 7 hours ago. What to know about Apple's new iPad Pro, M1, MI, iMac. Why is that important for me to even say something like that? First of all, we're always the consumer. We always are the consumer. We're always ready to stand in a line to buy a brand new $1,000 phone. I just got a new phone, but guess what, guys? You know, your girl did not buy it. And it was like buy one, get one free or whatever. So, you know, I was like, yes. I finally became an iPhone person, which I never thought would happen, because who wants to spend thousands of dollars on something that they're going to update within a couple of weeks? However, this is how I look at this. I'm now going to invest in iPhones. So I'm going to talk to my financial advisor and see how can we put some money, okay, from my stock and move it around, because right now I'm already invested in the stock market and I guess engineering, or I don't know what the hell he told me, but I'm investing in all of this, but I want to be more savvy. And if I'm going to use an iPhone, I want to have my cut from that iPhone family, right? So we have to look at the different items when it comes to what we're investing in. And we have to be very smart and strategic. For example, if you own a Tesla or you want to own a Tesla, you need to probably try to buy some stocks in Tesla ASAP. Why? Because guess what? Tesla is constantly on the rise. Somebody mentioned Amazon, right? And Jeff Bezos. If we would have gotten in with Amazon when it was like $5 a share, we'd be sitting pretty rich right now. But of course, there's always risk when it comes to stocks. There's always risk and challenges when it comes to, you know, this economic system that we have in place. However, we have to be smart enough and we have to be strategic enough to not be the consumer all the damn time. we have to know that we can own something as well. And then as we are being strategic in owning different, products and having our own, stake in products, we need to stop depending on them to make the products and sell it to us. At this point, we need to start looking on how do we get on the stock market with our products and with our ideas. So that's something I always think about. And just to give you a quick little story, when I became a business owner, one of the first things I did when I walked into this business advisor's office was like, I want to have my stock for my company on the FCC, and I need to know how quickly I can do that. Because I thought when you're a business person, your name kind of goes in a hat somewhere and you just tell them what you want and it happens magically overnight. And that guy looked at me like, what the hell? Who sent this girl into my office? But this is what I'm telling you. Like, I am now at the point where I've been strategizing for so long and I've been working my butt off to like literally have my goal and dream for one of my companies to be on the Wall Street stock market, because I want people to invest in my company. That's actually a really big dream of mine, guys. Like, I really sit around and think about how cool would that look for AniYa's name to be like, on Wall Street stock market exchange, and you could invest. And I can talk to you about your investments. But anyway, that's just a quick little story that I have to share because this is a real dream and a passion of mine. I know you guys probably think like, what the hell? But no, this is honestly how I feel.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to add on to a couple of things.
Okay.
That a lot of times people have problems, and the reason why a lot of people are in poverty is because of sometimes the people in your circle, the people who you are in relationships with. And, when you're around, they say like, if you're around like, the 5 people, that's close to you, you can really tell the type of person that you're going to be. So if the type of people that's around you, the 5 closest people that's around you is broke-minded, poverty-minded, pussyfooting with their money and everything, then all of that stuff is some of those things is going to rub off on you.
Absolutely.
Those type of things is going to rub off on you. People that's, going to be like, spending their money on just petty things, lavish things, instead of like people who's like, investing, in like equipment, invested into like their business and everything. I personally had to separate myself from certain people because, they say like, oh, they don't want to like spend, some money to like, on this item that they need to like improve their business, but they will spend money on, some weed, or, every weekend they'll have like, they'll have, the same amount of money that are requested, or suggested that they should like, invest into like their company or to their business, but they'll, magically have that money to go to like, the liquor store or to like go on some, crazy vacation and everything that they're not really going to be, financially benefiting from. They're just, doing this so that they could look good for the gram, to impress certain people, or to like, impress their boyfriends or impress their girlfriends, things of that nature. So we have to be aware of like, some of the people, that's in our circles. And I personally had to step away from some people because they wasn't really, willing to put money into their business as much as I'm willing to put into like my business.
I love that.
I definitely had to separate myself from that. And another thing is that, a lot of fellas, if they're with that, if they're with a, the type of woman that, that's going to like have, want to go out to eat, to like expensive dinners and all those type of things, all those, cute things and everything, stuff, that type of woman that's willing to like, sacrifice, like, oh, I'll make you a home dinner meal. You don't have to go out to like, we don't have to go out to like this expensive restaurant to spend like $500, $300 on some meals and some drinks and everything. We can go to the supermarket, spend like $50 on, and I could cook you a nice good old meal and everything. That's beneficial and everything. Because that money that you'll be spending on, going out to like an expensive, date and everything, you could utilize that money into your business, invest into like a couple of stocks, things of that nature. So you have to be aware of, the people that's around us. Are they going to grow our money or blow our money?
Ooh, talk about it. We want our money to grow. We want our money to grow for sure. Anybody else have any other commentaries? This is a great exchange.
Now I was saying in your absence that people should go to YouTube and YouTube how to invest in cryptocurrency or how to get involved with Bitcoin, because they're overly helpful to take your money and help you spend it.
Thank you.
Also,
Matter of fact, Dion, why don't you talk about now, because we have other people joining us. Welcome to the Economic Crisis Initiative. Take it slow with the YouTube thing and how to do what. And also we can jump into the Black Credit Union since you finally have your account, sir. Woo-hoo!
All right. Well, you see, you have people coming in and out. We have a Miss Martine Mayas here. Maybe she wants to introduce herself. Just so far we lost somebody else. So you gotta be mindful of people that's hopping in, because I put the link inside the group.
No problem. So real
Martine,
quick then, I didn't want to cut you off, but Martine Mayas, welcome. Martine, welcome. Please introduce yourself.
Malia, do you have your clothes on?
Hi, hello? Pam, please mute yourself. Okay, I got it. Hi, Martine, are you there? Can you hear us okay?
That's why those things I can't stand them.
Okay, Martine? All right. Well, when you get a chance, Martine, please let us know when you want to introduce yourself. Perfect. Dion, back to you.
So you want me to share my screen? What do you want me to do again?
Yes, I want you to tell us about, okay, let me get out of this screen and then you can share your screen. I want you to share what you were just saying about where can people go for YouTube so that they can see, for example, because I was sharing this, but you're very right when you said, hold on, I'm gonna new screen. I'm gonna, let me see how we do this here. I almost forgot. Wait. I think I have to exit out of here. The stop share.
You're gonna go. Yes, you're gonna go to
and
share.
Then to you, to more, and then I'm gonna make you the host right now.
No, you don't have to do all that. You just go down to share screen.
Okay.
And there's a little arrow. When you click share screen, whoops, excuse me. All right.
Okay.
How can I say this?
Multiple participants can share simultaneously?
Yes.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Because
let's see.
You have great information that you would like to share with the community, and I will mute my device. Martine jumped out. Maybe she'll come back in.
Now we're talking about what? Bitcoin, how to invest. Just go to YouTube, people, how to invest in Bitcoin. See, it came up right here.
Very good.
And we find a nice little how-to video, how to invest in Bitcoin. 3 options for beginners. Let's go right here. Let's watch a video together, class, shall we?
Investing in cryptocurrencies can be a confusing experience. Where do I begin? And what options do I have? Hi, I'm Nate Martin, and we're going to cover how to invest in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in our 2-minute tutorial. Today, we'll cover 3 options for investing in Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency. The first is buying actual Bitcoins and storing them inside your personal Bitcoin wallet. This method is probably the most complex, but also our most recommended way to invest in Bitcoin of the 3. With this option, you'll need to find a Bitcoin exchange, deposit money into it, and convert that money into Bitcoin. Once that's done, you'll need to get a Bitcoin wallet so you can move your coins off the exchange and into that wallet for safekeeping. The second option for investing in Bitcoin is derivatives trading. With derivatives, you won't be buying the actual coins. Instead, you're buying a contract that mimics the coin's behavior. If the coin goes up in price, you can sell the contract for a profit, but if the coin's price drops, you're at a loss. With derivatives, there's no need for a Bitcoin wallet since you don't actually own Bitcoins. Just open an account, deposit money, and start trading. Derivatives also allow for leverage trading, which means you can borrow money to increase the amount you want to trade. However, this option is considerably more risky and is suitable only for experienced traders. Finally, you can invest in a Bitcoin exchange traded fund, or Bitcoin ETF for short. Investing in an ETF also means you're buying a contract and not an actual coin. ETFs are traded on regulated stock exchanges and try to mimic Bitcoin's price moves, although they might not reflect Bitcoin's price with complete accuracy. To date, there are still only a handful of Bitcoin ETFs available. ETF investing is geared toward the average investor who doesn't want to deal with opening accounts or downloading wallets. You can invest in an ETF the same way you invest in stocks, through your bank, financial advisor, or conventional trading platform. So there you have it, our top 3 picks for the best ways you can invest in Bitcoin today. Once you decide which option is best for you, you can find our complete step-by-step guides by clicking the links in the description below this video. And I'll see you in a bit. If you've enjoyed this video, leave us a thumbs up and make sure to
Thank you,
subscribe.
Dion. Who would have thought it would have been that easy to literally go in? Real quick, we have a new member, Angela Mall. Angela Mall, would you like to introduce yourself, please? Unmute yourself. Angela Mall is my sister from Grameen International. And she was not able to, I guess, well, she's just listening, no problem. Go ahead, Dion. Please share about the Black Credit Union, and I'm gonna take your advice in regards to going on YouTube. Who would have thought?
Okay. Now the credit union. While you guys do that, let's see where do I want to steer you now? Because I was putting on the spot today. All right. Now to let you guys know something, I'm going to show another video right quick because a lot of us use Cash App, right? For sale.
Yes.
So I was going to show you the Cash App video to buy Bitcoin through your Cash App. So that way, you know, it's a little bit more, you know, accessible to our common folk like us in the hood. So once again, you go to YouTube, you put Cash App to Bitcoin. And this is a guy right here.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to buy Bitcoin on Cash App. Now, Cash App is very similar to PayPal. You can transfer money from person to person. You could also buy Bitcoin, and you could also buy fractional shares of stock. So I'm slowly getting into this app a little bit more. Other apps that you're able to purchase Bitcoin on, it takes a little bit of time. Like you either have to deposit money onto the app and then wait a couple days for that to process, and then you could finally purchase Bitcoin. Or you have to pay a very large fee to purchase Bitcoin at the current market price. Buying Bitcoin on the Cash App, you could actually buy Bitcoin at its market price instantly, which is why I'm going to be using Cash App to buy Bitcoin. This is not sponsored. On the Bitcoin app, you'll see that I currently have a 0 cash balance. In order to buy Bitcoin on Cash App, you're going to need a debit card. I'm on the Bitcoin app currently. You'll see I have a 0 cash balance on Cash App. Now, along the bottom toolbar here, you'll see that little squiggly line supposed to represent, like, you know, the stock line going up and down. So we're going to click on that. So you can see that the current market price of Bitcoin is over $9,000 and it's up 0.19%. So scrolling down a little bit, you'll see this buy option. So we're going to click on buy, and you can see different amounts that you want to buy your Bitcoin on the Cash App. You can set it for a one-time purchase, or you can set it to a daily, weekly, which I'm not going to do. So let's say you want to purchase $10 worth of Bitcoin. I selected $10. We're going to click on next, touch ID verification, and then you can see the summary of your transaction here. I have not purchased it yet, but you can see the amount of Bitcoin that you're going to purchase, the price point that you're purchasing it at, and then you'll see how much in Bitcoin that you'll have. So purchasing $10 worth, I'll have $9.78 worth of Bitcoin. You'll see that the fee that I'm paying is 22 cents. So like, you know, 0.2%, 0.22%, and the total cost is going to be $10. So I'm going to purchase it. So confirm. And then as you can see, I purchased 0.0010663 of Bitcoin. Click on done. And then you could manage your Bitcoin investment here. You'll see that I have $9.78 worth of Bitcoin. And at this point, I could buy more Bitcoin or I could sell it. So let's see what happens if I choose to sell it. So if I want to sell all available, let's just see how much it's selling for and what the fee would be. And then you'll see that the fee to sell at this point is 0.29, so 29 cents. Obviously, we're just going to hold at that point because we just don't want to be paying all the fees, just buying it instantly. But this is a really good way to buy Bitcoin, like if you need it for a personal transaction instantly. So if you want to send your Bitcoin to another Bitcoin wallet like CoinBase or something, scroll down, you'll see that little send icon, click on there, and then send Bitcoin, and then just enter in your Bitcoin wallet ID, or you could scan the RQ code. So that's how you do that. And guys, if you use my Cash App referral code, you will get $5 and I'll get $5. So I very much appreciate it if you did use that link. And that in a nutshell is how you buy Bitcoin on Cash App. So if this video helped you out, feel free to leave a like. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later.
Wow, look at that. Thank God for these partnerships and this growth potential. Real quick, we have a new member, Mr. Duke Delorme. Duke Delorme, welcome. Would you like to unmute yourself and share who you are, please?
Yes. Hello. Hi.
Hi.
I'm wondering which meeting I'm on now.
You're on the Economic Crisis Initiative.
Okay. Hold on. Give me one quick sec.
No problem. Take your time. As you do that, back to you. I mean, should we wait for you, Mr. Duke? Because we were...
Yes, I apologize. Probably I'm in the wrong meeting because I've got this link as well, but this is not the group that I'm looking for right now. I apologize, but I don't know who sent this. I thought it was the link.
Well, either way, you can
But
join.
I did see that you guys are having a great conversation here.
Yes.
And yes. Is there a number I can call back sometime later?
I don't know where you got our information either. So that's why I'm trying to figure out who, because we've been posting on different platforms, Mr. Duke. So real quick, this is AniYa A. This is Dion Powell. We're with the National Action Network under Reverend Al Sharpton. We have the Economic Crisis Initiative where we engage and, you know, educate our community on growing your money, increasing wealth, decreasing debt. And we're very passionate about this subject. And Dion just gave a presentation about how you can buy into Bitcoin even quicker and easier through Cash App. So that's just a quick little update. We are here every week at 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday evenings. But the number that you can reach out to is 347-617-6873. Again, 347-617-6873. That's our WhatsApp line. And you can share a message via WhatsApp. And in the interim, if you want to, you know, communicate later, no problem. We're here every week.
I'll do that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure. Great night, everyone.
AniYa.
All right.
AniYa.
Yes, Pam?
I remember when I sent you some information about Bitcoin months ago. Remember through the messenger?
Bitcoin or Bitcom, sister?
Bitcoin.
Oh, okay. I don't remember. If you want, you could follow up with me on that, and then we can talk further, because Bitcoins are something that is taking over our community, and we all need to be educated and empowered in owning Bitcoin as well. Dion, would you like to share anything else about the Bitcoin, and then we could go back and talk more? I didn't even know you had a lot of information about Bitcoin, Dion, initially. So this is perfect.
Well, you know, I'm the resource guy, you know, by the Bronx. And it's at the top, I'm just trying to figure out how to help you guys and learn as I go. So this is what I would do if I'm learning how to use the whole Bitcoin stuff like that. And I haven't tried yet. But
Okay.
I guess we'll go into the credit union stuff as well. Seems like you want me to talk about that.
Let's go. Let's go. Sister Pam, can you please mute your phone? I'm sorry, because we're hearing some background noise. Please, and then you could jump in whenever you want. But we just hear some background noise.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, ma'am.
You
Yeah,
called me.
you have to mute your Zoom every time you walk away or you stop talking. Just to mute it. Zoom etiquette.
Okay, no problem. I'll do that. I keep forgetting to do that.
And cut the camera off too sometimes, because sometimes when you walk away, you know, you don't have to see certain things.
No, we're not gonna see nothing tonight. Praise the Lord. Sister Pam, don't
Cut camera off and put on mute. Boom. And then
boom. All right, and come back with us when you're ready. All right, go ahead, Dion. Educate us on the credit union.
All right, people. So, you know, I put this on the Facebook, the new York Free Thinking Democrats, New Covenant Dominion Federal Credit Union, FCU. And here is the website. So we're sharing it. I'm on a new laptop, Best Buy, Union Square, $800. Anytime you need a new laptop, go to Best Buy, Union Square. They say, hey, I love these laptops here, but do you have a refurbished one for half the price, if not more so? And it'll be great. So here's our website. It's in the Bronx, which is where I'm from. If you're not from the Bronx, that's okay too. And open your account, boom, apply for a loan, we order checks, online banking. But it's a credit union, which is great. And I think I went over this last time. But for you, AniYa A, because we're so cool, I'm just going to take you through all these little prompts here and show you that you're an owner when you're part of the credit union. But
Real
once
quick,
again,
Dion, before you go into all of that, can you do me a favor and just tell the people a little bit more why it's imperative, or why do we keep talking about the credit union? What are some of the pluses, what are the advantages? And then we can jump right in.
well, yes. Well, first of all, it's a Black owned anything. We're all about Black owned ownership, right? So a credit union is like a susu. And Jamaica's called a partner, and every culture has a community economics kind of deal. So I'm gonna show you the YouTube video I usually use to describe, and YouTube has the best stuff when it comes to going against banks versus credit unions and that kind of stuff. But I just want to find the right video for you guys to express why credit unions are a little bit better and different, because you have more decision-making power. Well, how much time is this? 3 minutes? Let's see. Banks versus credit union.
Once again, it's time for Who's Your Money Match? Let's meet our first contestant, Jennifer.
Well, this seems a little excessive.
You'll have to choose between 3 money matches. But first, why don't you tell us about yourself?
Okay, my name is Jen. I'm looking for a long-term financial relationship, and I just really want to find that special connection with someone who cares about my future.
Oh, sorry.
Match number 1. What's your idea of a perfect date?
Well, I'd like to get to know you better, since you have a say in how the credit unions run. Maybe do some community service together.
Lame.
Or
Listen to this guy. He probably doesn't even know how to use the internet.
I know how to use the internet. You're not the only one with online banking and apps and stuff.
Getting back to the question, number 2, what's your perfect date?
Depends on what my shareholders say, I guess. Oh, maybe surprise you with a hidden fee or something. That sounds like a good time.
Number 3, care to top that? Guess not. Okay, number 1, what are your hobbies?
I like offering checking and savings accounts, mortgages, auto loans, credit cards, online banking.
I do all that stuff too.
Good to know. So, number 2, what's your best feature?
Anytime you need an ATM, I'm there for you. Unless it's another guy's ATM. When you use those, I get angry. And when I get angry, I make you pay some fees. But at least I have ATMs. Unlike number 1 over here.
What?
I've heard the rumors.
Well, you heard wrong, because I have ATMs too. So do my friends all over the country. We often team up to give better surcharge-free ATM coverage.
Whatever.
Number 3, my friends say I'm a bit of a foodie. How about you? Number 1, let's say it's the weekend and you find yourself with a ton of profits. How do you spend them?
Well, I'm not for profit, so I would spend it on you. Do something special, like introduce a free checking account or lower the interest rates on your loans.
Aw, that's so sweet. What about you, number 2?
The profits? Oh, I'd spend those on myself.
Well, my mind is pretty much made up, but why do you think we should pair up?
Because I'm a bank, and I am popular, and I am very rich because my customers pay me a lot, and I am very rich.
And I think you should choose me because I'm a credit union, and I want you to make smart decisions. Not just the most popular ones.
Super rich. Just saying.
Yeah, okay, credit union, let's roll.
What?
Ah, cool. Whee!
I just...
Oh my God. Wasn't that great?
That was interesting. So can you tell us a little bit more before I read some of these comments? We've been getting comments this whole time, and
Really?
I just saw these comments. So go ahead.
Oh, well, basically, a lot of people already know that banks make money off our money. So that's the first thing with the credit union. It's like, hey, like I think what last year made $700 billion off of bank fees alone for people like overdrafting and not depositing on time and transferring over. For example, one thing stupid about my bank, who I won't mention, that I was forced to be a Democrat and member of this bank in the Bronx. Anytime if you transfer from your checking to your savings account more than 4 times in 1 month, they charge your fee. That makes no sense because if I physically walk to the bank and I transfer at the bank's ATM 1,000,000 times in a month, there's no fee. Does that make sense? If I go to a machine in the bank and transfer from checking to savings, no fee. But if I do it online more than 4 times the fee, that sucks. So that's just one thing that credit unions are about. Plus, when you're a part of a credit union, like I said, your money collectively, you sit on the board, you vote, it's a nonprofit as to where your money's going. The interest rates are higher because they're not making money off your money. I'm gonna find a better video for you that I use in my presentations. AniYa, just give me 1 second.
Well, Dion, for the sake of time, why don't we do the next video later? But you were going through the website with us. Can you go through the website? And in the next hour, when we start the AniYa A show, or at 8:30 or so, we can do your other video. But let's go through the website, Dion, and share, please.
Okay, well, when you family, when you come to, it's called New Covenant Dominion Federal Credit Union, FCU, right? And our website is newcovenantcreditunion.org. Bam. And so from here, family, you can open up your account, find a location, and see what offerings they have. And just like we had before, that's the first thing people always ask, like, what's the difference between a bank and a credit union and what they do, ownership, maintain difference, so on and so forth. And back to the main page.
Okay.
And just like a bank, I don't care. I'm very transparent because I want to help my people to my own detriment. Has online banking too. That's the main nonprofit website. But then the credit union itself has, look at me. I'm so rich. Look at all my money.
How much do you have? $25, Dion. Oh my God.
Yay, you see? But I have one and nobody else has one in the hood. And I tell everybody, look at this. The number is here. It's like a regular bank. It has all these little options and your profile and my settings, and now the whole world knows my business. Oh my God. Look at those pretty pictures. And then today also I got my industrial bank Harlem account.
Oh wow, congratulations.
Yes. And so this is the one that I got today. My bank, the Black-owned bank. And people are like, what's the point? Well, if you're about the life, control your money, put it here. It's easy to like scream at those other banks and we get no support. But yes, these are our own folk, investing our own folks, just like another bank has all details.
Right.
And as you can see, here are the locations of this Black-owned bank. Maryland, DC, Jersey. So yes, Harlem Center right there in Harlem, 125th Street by Popeyes, St. Nicholas, or wherever it is over there, which is great.
Awesome. Now, real quick, Dion, somebody else has joined us, but it seems like the people that are joining do not want to speak. But if you do want to speak, the floor is open. Just unmute yourself. We have a new member named Mahogany Bryce. I love that name, Mahogany, by the way. Welcome. So, Dion, so you've finally opened up your credit union. Congratulations again.
I've had that for 2 years, but the Black-owned bank, I got a shame on myself. I actually opened it 2 months ago.
Oh, okay.
I can say I have both a Black-owned federal credit union, Black-owned bank account. Where is yours, family?
I'm working on it. Now that you've done it, I'm right behind you, sir. I have several accounts. I'm trying to consolidate. Dion, listen, I saw something on the website about home ownership. What are some of their programs in regards to home ownership? And if anybody has any other questions regarding this matter, please unmute yourself. Home ownership, talk to us about that.
Well, theoretically, with the Black-owned bank, Black-owned federal credit union, collectively, if we took all our ownership, which is our land, our properties, our cars, our insurances, our money, our savings, stocks, bonds, CDs, tapes, everything, we can control the value of our prices when it comes to our own home ownerships. And then maybe we'll take out mortgages and loans. Like, I'm not a real estate person. I'm the politics guy. And one thing I wanted to say earlier was like, we should be into more politics and government, is that we have the ability to create and change the rules. You could be a billionaire, but the government could still take all your stuff, like they did that billionaire Asian guy in China. China, So we can't be talking about those kind of things in this time environment, but still, yes, ownership is very important, but to own your own money, your own Black-owned bank means more than another bank. You know what I mean? So yes, real estate is no shaky game. You might want to have a real estate episode with some of these real estate people because a lot of Black people in real estate, and I defer to them with that. But yes, ownership, borrowing against your house, and value, and stuff like that. I was surprised. I was in real estate workshop of how long term these bubbles burst and babies are born or whatever the case may be with these houses, flipping them and dipping and dabbing. I don't know. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Dion. I'm so happy that, we're on the same page. It's been a while since we've been communicating about certain things. And again, tonight's purpose was to talk about BitCoins, CoinBase, because obviously it's been a fear of mine. I just wanted to show you guys what that screen looks like. And as I continue to educate myself and work with others who can educate me, I want you all to do your research and your homework as well. Do not just take AniYa's word for it or Dion Powell's word for it, but really get into what it is that you want. First step is research. And actually, that wasn't Mahogany Bryce, that was Giovanna Mark of the National Action Network Crisis Center, Crisis Department, so on and so forth. She's with us now. I'm not sure if she wants to speak, but she has the floor if she does want to speak. Please unmute yourself, Giovanna, if you do want to speak. That name did a quick change-a-roo. And as we continue to move forward, anybody has any questions or concerns about what we're talking about? I know we just went into several different items, but everything kind of goes hand in hand with being Black, being empowered, and being educated. So, David, I see.
Yes, thank you so much, AniYa.
You're welcome.
It's always a pleasure. I see some familiar names. Brenda, how are you, Brenda? Yeah, Mr. Powell, how are you, Dion? I'm not sure who David, Dan, and Pamela is, but I'm actually on vacation.
Oh.
I'm actually out of town. And I know I've been promising to come on. I've been so busy. So even on my vacation time, I had some time. So I said I had to come to your to this meeting tonight. So even if I don't stay the whole time, you guys, I wanted to pop in and kind of introduce myself and see who's on here and get a feel of what's going on.
Thank you. And this is a very great night because we are, as you know, coming back together with Dion Powell. Nan, during our meetings, we discussed that because Dion has so much information. I have so much information. So what we're doing is we're looking to really bring our efforts together and, follow up with the community, because one thing that we know that happens in our community is if we're not consistent, nothing sticks, right? So thank you for taking the time to join us. Tonight's topics, Giovanna, I'm not sure if you know, is they are BitCoins, CoinBase, and the Black Credit Union, which Dion just presented on. And the reason why these issues and topics are so imperative right now is because a lot of us don't understand what's going on with the Bitcoin world. And that's something that I keep talking about. And we need to make a more proactive stance in joining forces with those people that are collecting the coins, getting the bag, etc., whatever you want to say, because we are at a very low median right now as Black people, and that's just going to keep getting worse. They say in 20 to 30 years, we will be at a zero medium annually. Why? Because we're spending our money frivolously, we're not saving, we're not investing, and that's why every week we have this platform for the community. So again, thank you. And if you have any questions or concerns, now is the time to ask for sure as we open the floor. Anybody have any questions or concerns?
I have, yes, I do. I have a quick question. I know, AniYa, you've been doing great work over at the National Action Network, and I don't see why you wouldn't bring this wealth of knowledge into other committees within NAN, such as the Youth Huddle. I think it's very important to catch them while they're young, to get them on this budgeting and, knowing how to eat student loans. And these are some of the things that I feel that youth needs to know now, because they are our future. Right. I mean, we're seasoned. We learning what we learning as we go. We didn't have a choice. You understand? Absolutely. But our youngins now, they kind of do have a choice. And the good thing now with this new era is that they also have a voice. So
Absolutely.
it doesn't make any sense for them to have a voice, to have all this support and advocacy, and don't know how to purchase a home,
So,
or don't know how to manage their bank book,
right.
or don't know how to save.
So just to let you know real quick, we had a major event just a couple weeks ago with my client, the tax doctor, that was literally at the NAN Youth Huddle. Ashley and I have been working together in getting the information to the community, to the youth. So we did that. And then when it comes to the other committees, this is the thing, and I just want this to be clear for everybody watching, right? A lot of times our community does not jump on something until they see the benefits or
Oh yeah, so don't get me started on that.
oh yeah.
Bleh.
So they won't jump on until they see the benefits or how it, comes together for them. And I mean, it's a whole gamut of things. And that's one of the things that could be discouraging, but it doesn't discourage me because I studied psychology and public relations. So I study people to learn how to speak with them. And what I realized about our community is you kind of have to force feed them everything. And if you're really passionate, you're going to keep going until you see the benefits, right? So trust me, sister, I've been doing this for a while. I've had several sessions at NAN Youth Huddle. I've been a motivational speaker a couple of times at NAN Youth Huddle, and we're working towards, developing more programs for the youth because they are our future. However, it's not easy doing what you're passionate about until people really grasp it. So thank you, Giovanna. And Giovanna, if you are involved with any of the other committees, please, please, please feel free to let them know this is what's going on and they should be on board. Once somebody like yourself who's very vocal, who understands what's going on, once you say something, or others say something like Dion Powell, then I think the energy will increase and the people will want to join more. However, I would close and say this. Chaplain Cole, Mr. Victor Pate, as well as, oh my God, Victor Pate, Chaplain Brenda, Chaplain Sandra, and I want to say a few others have participated and been with us. But Brenda Doc, Mama Brenda, has been with me every Wednesday and some Fridays when we were doing it on Friday since the beginning of this thing. And she has learned great, great information.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you again, AniYa. I really appreciate this. Dion, I really appreciate this. This is something that's highly needed. I mean, I have some investments, but those were luck. You understand? Like I had a good enough parents, and and I was just lucky that opportunity came and I just grabbed them. But I don't know anything about budgeting, economics. Trust me. And it's just so happened to work for me just by luck.
Yeah.
And, so yeah. So
and you know what? And you have been lucky. And one thing I want to say is you should take that and share it, right? Because that's another thing about our Black people and our Black community. For anybody watching for the first time, it's your girl AniYa. By the way, this is the Economic Crisis Initiative, and you're presently listening to Giovanna Mark, who's speaking up about being lucky, right? And having some investments already kind of handed down to her. But we're also with David McFly Mims, social justice leader in our community. We're with the Honorable Dion J. Powell, MPA, who's also a social justice leader and educator. We have Pamela Clark, all the way from Cheektowaga, Buffalo, who has joined us, who's also a NAN lifetime member, and Dan is a social justice leader as well as an active member of NAN Youth Huddle, and Mama Brenda Doc, who's a chaplain as well as a leader. All of us are leaders in our own right, but I just love sharing people's titles and where they're located. So Giovanna, one thing I would love for you to do is join forces with us in regards to sharing that part of your story, right? Letting the people know how you got lucky and what you did to continue growing that wealth, as well as continuing to push the envelope, because you could have taken what your parents gave you and you could have really squandered it, and you didn't.
I mean, I've seen other. I mean, we're seasoned. We're not youngins, so
right.
I've seen people who kind of like really mess up investments. I mean, I used to be like that. I had to have every sneaker, every bag. Very materialistic. But by the grace of God, like I said, I've had the support that I needed to keep me up. You understand?
Yep.
And like I said, it's not much for me to share because, like I said, I didn't do this with knowledge. this wasn't done with knowledge. This was done basically because I had good parents. I have a great support team. I have a wonderful husband, you know. So I'm learning as I go.
And that's another part of your story, though. That's what I'm saying. It's not like you don't have a story and you don't know absolutely anything. You're not just lucky, but you have literally taken what you've had and what you own or came to you, and you didn't squander it. And that's the difference between some people. And that's what I'm saying. So yes, I understand what you're saying, but that's actually very empowering what you're sharing as well. Yeah, I didn't know the first thing about what I have. However, I'm still here and I'm making it. So that's huge. And you furthered your education, right? You furthered your education. Just to let you all know, this young lady that's on the line with us is getting her doctorate degree. And she's an educator, and she educates the community, and she lends her resources to all sorts of powerful organizations.
Turn the camera. We must see who you are. You know who we are. Who are you? Turn it.
Yes, who are you? Who are you?
I can't see you.
Dion is a nerd.
I told you guys I'm on vacation, actually.
She's such a nerd. Love it.
So you should have nothing to hide.
So yeah, so I'm not in a position to show my face and all that. I figured I had some downtime. Let me jump in and get engaged. So
I love it.
I could promise you, but Dion, you know what I look like, Dion. But
I know. I'm trying to find you on Facebook.
I have no social media.
None.
He's
in hiding.
No social media whatsoever. No Instagram, no Facebook. I know it's shocking. I know it's very shocking. But
well, then again, if you're working on a doctorate, I can understand why.
Yeah, so I have no social media whatsoever. If it's not current events, live data stuff, I'm really out the loop. So yeah, so next time, Dion, I promise you that. I'll invite you to one of our crisis meetings and you can see me then. There you go, David. There you go.
You know, Giovanna, I really like what you was talking about in reference to like from your parents and your husband, things of that nature. Because what you said is real important. Because I was mentioning it earlier, was that many times, if you judge a person based on, if you see like 5 people around a person, you can really see like how the person is going to end up being. And if a person is around broke-minded people or people whose mind is in poverty and things of that nature, they're not going to be successful. But if they're around people who's like millionaires or people who's like rich-minded, they're going to adapt those type of behaviors. And when you look at people in different societies and different communities and cultures where the community is thriving and being very well, they're around people who's like productive, and many times they don't even have to go to school because they have it in their lifestyle. They have their, their mothers, their farmer.
I can give you
the farmer, the farmer style, all of that. All of those type of things is important and everything. So you don't necessarily have to go to like school and get a master's degree to like learn these type of things.
I'm glad my kids is not on here, David. I'm glad my kids are not on here. I mean, me personally, I guess you're right, David. I guess everyone is their own individual. For me, one of my goals was to get my PhD in organizational leadership. I am a CEO to the Multi-Assistance Resource Center. I'm also a professor at Columbia University. And having that PhD behind my name, could bring other opportunities. So me personally—
icing to the cake.
I'm sorry, David?
I said it's icing to the cake. But what I heard was what you said earlier in reference to like I said before, like from your parents and your husband, the people that surround your circle helped you in a lot of ways.
Definitely. And if I didn't have those people around me for support or for knowledge, resources, trust me, I wouldn't be who I am today. My parents were immigrants. They came here from Haiti and DR, and, they made something of themselves. You understand? They became property owners, out in Brooklyn and Flatbush. And, I learned a lot about fixing boilers and, taking trash out, that kind of thing that your parents make you do, chores.
You said what your parents made you do. Those are the type of things that's important as well too. Learn
Yes, yes.
skills at a very young age.
Definitely. I totally, and that's why I brought up the youth huddle. Yeah, and like I have children, but I have two older ones, but I focus on my 12-year-old and my 16-year-old who do generate income through online, selling stuff online. They paint, they do canvases, and people buy them. I'm happy for them. So I wasn't the person to teach them about budgeting and, savings and stuff like that, because personally, I don't know how. I wouldn't know the first thing to teach my kids about budgeting, but I guess they learned from watching me. So they want to save their money because I preach it all the time. Save, save, save. You never know. Save, save, save. You never know. But like I said, I wasn't in a position, nor am I today. And that's one of the reasons I'm here.
Yeah.
Is to learn more. I would love for my 16 years old to come. She does summer youth. She does paid internship at the DA's office, and she sells paintings online. So she generates a good amount of cash for herself. And I would love to, for her to be able to learn how to invest maybe, or, the stock market. How does that work? Because I don't even know. So those are some of the questions that I would like to learn about.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's why we're all here, because it's a learning experience. And that's why the first part of this session, I wish you would have came on earlier, but that's okay. You will get this YouTube link afterwards. I do YouTube all of these sessions and put them right online for everybody, with everybody's consent, of course. You know what I mean? I hope you guys are okay with that. And then we're live on social media. Actually, we have a ton of comments on social media, but Giovanna, you're absolutely right. We just had a different set of growing up and knowledge versus what our children have. And because they have a lot more than we do, especially when it comes to the technology world, etc., we have to guide them in the right way. However, they have more accessibility to gaining this knowledge and making something positive of themselves. One of the things that I shared earlier, Giovanna, is the mere fact, catch this, that our annual income as Black people is at 17,000, whereas for white people, it's 170,000 annually. Wow. And they said in the next 20 to 30 years, it's going to be zero for Black people. So I want us to be very clear and concise in how we process the information and what we're going to do with it. All I can do is share as much as possible, but I can't do it all. And that's why we have to work together as a people, because I gain knowledge and information, and I literally, all I do is talk about it all day, because it makes me feel better to give back. Because Giovanna, I'm same Haitian family, came to the United States, made something. My mom has 2 masters. A lot of my relatives are doctors, are attorneys, have a lot of business. We have properties. And when I see the state of our young people now, Black, Haitian, Jamaican, it's, anything Black from whatever nationality and culture, it kills me, because I know where our next generation is heading. And so I do this freely, free of charge, every week. Now, I can't force everybody to come on, though. That's absolutely insane. However, the information is here, and we're building every week. You know what I mean? So let's partner together and let's share. And one of the greatest parts about it is the people that care, they're sharing as well, Giovanna. They're coming on board, they're learning, and they are making a difference in their prospective communities. And that's what it's all about. Real quick, guys, we have Mikael. Let me just say this. We have already 16 comments on Facebook, guys, and I didn't even know that they were Facebooking it. Oh, we have another new member that's joining us. As I get these comments up, I would like to know if anybody has any questions, concerns, or comments on this topic that we're discussing. The tables have turned a little bit. Now we're discussing the future. We're discussing the youth, and I would love to hear from you. Pamela Clark?
Yes, I just want to say one thing. We have our community over here on our streets by me being with the Stop Violence. We would go in the neighborhood and make sure that they try to clean up and keep the neighborhood together. So now today, the drug dealers and all those people that's out there making money on their block, they're learning to build together their block up, like building on their block, you know, so that's a good thing there. And we have a lot of people, that organizations that come in and they're like helping renovating those tore down homes, broken up homes and all that that's trash. So the mayor is really doing a good job here now, but it was slow, but together we're seeing more work being done and more of our community brothers getting together and doing stuff like that. So I'm glad I'm on this platform to push that the community on your block, in your neighborhood, if they take their money, invest in their neighborhood right there and build, I think it would help a lot in this world. You know, everybody, and it would, like, instead of them standing out there taking their money and blowing it all up, they put it back into their hood, their street, their block. So that's what they're doing here in the city of Buffalo.
Thank you, Pamela Clark. That's what I'm talking about. That's that effective attitude, positive, giving back, not being depressed about the crap that's going on, but really making a difference. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else before I read our comments? We have like 20 comments.
Let's go to Mr. Evangelist Robert Bryce. I saw him on his live today on the corner doing the Lord's work. Evangelist, can you say a few words, brother?
Yes, Evangelist, welcome, big man on campus. Praise the Lord. Woo!
Hey, what's up, sis?
Hey, brother. Good to see you, sir.
Good seeing you. Doing good work, sis.
Thank you, King. I'm so happy you're here.
Yeah. When you sent that to me, I said, let me jump on.
It's such a great discussion. And I thought about you because I saw your name and I'm like, oh my God, I think I was supposed to call you back a few times.
But what is the discussion?
Okay, so this is the Economic Crisis Initiative. I'm so glad again that you're here. For everybody, well, I'm gonna let you introduce yourself, but the Economic Crisis Initiative is a platform that I started months ago after speaking with people in our community. Brother, for anybody that didn't know exactly why, I'll repeat it for you too. I have had stocks and bonds and mutual funds for a number of years. And every time I would go to a white person that was taking care of my money, for example, and I would ask questions like, can I own certain stocks in, you know, whatever? And they would like brush me off. Like nobody would answer my questions. I'm paying people to manage my money, although I'm not a multimillionaire, but I'm trying to get there. And every time I would try to ask questions to the person that was directing and making things happen with my accounts, they would blow me off. And I became increasingly frustrated because I'm like, here I am as a Black woman trying to do the right thing and I'm not getting any resolve. And I'm very depressed that nobody wants to help me learn what is going on. Fast forward, after going through all the crises that I've been through and rebuilding myself, I sat with Brother William Allen, Honorable Brother William Allen, who knows my story very well. And I asked him, I said, what would that look like within NAN for us to partner up? Because one of the biggest problems, I want you guys to catch this, with our Black community is not homelessness, it's not drugs, it's not mental abuse or issues necessarily. It's a problem with managing our funds. If you notice the trends of why a lot of people end up in the predicaments that they're in, it's because they don't know how to handle their monies. And they literally start dabbling and dipping into different things, which causes their lifestyle to change and it goes down. Fast forward, William Allen and I sat down one day. The next time we sat down, I brought in my financial advisor from a very reputable bank, which I can't say publicly because of FDIC restrictions, but he can come back and talk with us again. And we thought about it and said the Economic Crisis Initiative is a great way to project positive energy in the community, have workshops, have these conversations, and bring people to the knowledge that you don't have to be afraid of being a multimillionaire. You don't have to be afraid of learning how much money you're bringing in every month, what you need to put aside, how to save your money. And eventually we came up with some theories of increasing wealth as we decrease the debt. So that's where we are presently, sir. And we've been doing this for a few months. I'm not sure why you weren't aware of it before, but now that you're here with us, we want to work with you and others. There's no fees. There's no stress involved. I do a lot of the work behind the scenes. Myself and Dion Powell are working together to bring more resources. But however that looks like for you, and just joining forces, because we need a community. We need people to speak about what we know. Real estate, we've done real estate workshops. We've done financial planning workshops. We've done the investment workshops. I had my client do a NAN Youth Huddle project just a couple of weeks ago, which was amazing. And that brother even dropped $300 for the youth to have their savings plan in place, because in the stock world and things like that, once you learn the gamut, you are able to get your funds matched. So let's say you start off with $100 in a particular entity, or I don't know all the different, scenarios, but he was able to drop $300 to get the young people excited about starting to save their money. And that was a beautiful night. Anyway, I say that to say we are moving forward and working with people in the community, because last but not least, brother, and for everybody that's listening, the Black annual income presently is $17,000. Annual income, $17,000 for Black people, whereas white America is $171,000. And they say that within the next 20 years or so, Black people will be at a zero.
Wow.
So that's why you're here tonight, because I needed you to be a part of this conversation and learn. He's laughing.
Happy birthday, Dr. Giovanna. Happy birthday. She's going out on a night of town, and she says she's
happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. I forgot today was Giovanna's birthday, or was it yesterday?
Actually, it was yesterday.
Happy birthday to ya. I'm so glad you are here with us, and we know you have to go. Do you have any closing remarks?
RE1, RE2.
RU3.
I think you have to keep going and keep going and keep.
Well, real quick, my love, we know you're 21 again, but tell us, do you have any closing remarks before you head out on your birthday?
I'll say this to Dion and to David, to Evangelist.
Hey!
Okay,
DJ Dion, lower it down so she could speak.
How
DJ,
you gonna cut me off like that?
He's playing a song for you. Go ahead, sister. Dion, lower that music, Dion. Let it talk.
Thank you, Dion. Thank you, Dion. That was a good one. But I just wanted to say that I know that, like, Chase, now, when you get to a certain tax bracket, you start paying more attention to your money.
Absolutely.
Like you said, when we were making the 17s to 25 to 40s, we spending it like we making triple that. But when you actually making the triple time that amount, you start paying more attention to your money. So you start paying attention to more opportunities. And I noticed, like, for example, Chase has a program where they give back to the community. And they give checks out to kids if they have accounts with them. They give back, literally. And I was so amazed when they told me, hey, would you like to apply for this particular scholarship?
Wow.
School and all that stuff. So I definitely think, like, our kids don't know this stuff. Like, I didn't know this stuff to teach to my kids. I just think it's just so important that our kids don't fall short like we did. I mean, I growing up, I grew up in the 80s.
Yeah.
And the people I grew up with, their parents had brownstones in Brooklyn, Bedford-Stuyvesant, Quincy Street. You understand? And they lost them. And it's sad now to look back at these brownstones and they're gone. They don't belong to us anymore. So how do we hold on to what we have and multiply that? I think we got to start with these kids. That's all I got to say. That's my closing remark.
I agree.
You are right. And that's why we're here now, because closed mouths don't get fed. And not only that.
We see that. You're not even offering us what you eating. What you eating? What you eating? Closed mouths don't get fed now.
I haven't had dinner and I ran right home and I jumped in and started with this platform because I'm
It's
so
okay.
passionate.
I'm only teasing.
I
But
know
you
my
guys
love.
really have to go.
Yeah,
My
but I'm
husband is
eating
at the
some
door.
yeah, I don't want to even say
Tapping
what I'm
his
eating.
foot. So
Look.
I do plan to be engaged in more meetings with you guys.
Excellent.
And Dion, I make sure you'll get the invitation to the crisis meeting.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I love
Thank
you guys.
Giovanna, stay in touch and
I will.
make sure when you get back in town, we recirculate. And I'm going to text you that invite that you know for May 9th in South Florida for sure, my dear.
Sure, no problem. No problem. You guys have a good night.
Thank you, beautiful ladies.
So,
Thank you,
yeah.
DJ Dion. Real quick, let's Minister Man, Evangelist, would you like to share any thoughts before I start reading our comments for the night?
No, you know, thank you. Thank you for having me. You know, I'm a little tired, so I might be sliding off too.
No problem. Well, let me just say real quick.
But I would like to definitely hear more about that. That sounds good stuff.
Yeah, we're here every week. And then I will send me your email address because I don't think I have it. Real quick, for Dion and for David, for example, who happen to know a lot about this typical, you know, whatever we're talking about, right? This idea of, you know, increasing wealth, decreasing debt. Mikael Hernandez is one of our leaders in the community. And he says, people always talk about Bitcoin. There are new cryptos that are going to get as big someday. What are those that we can look out for? What makes a crypto so valuable? Do you want to take that, Dion?
Well, I was gonna let McFly start off first. That way I could Google the answer right quick. Okay, be right back.
Well, you know, crypto is like really just like, you know, type of softwares that, you know, people could use in reference to like, you know, cat for transaction, because, you know, the future is going to be like a universal, you know, money.
Yeah.
Like for example, within credit cards, debit cards, Apple cards, PayPal, when you're able to like use your phone and able to like, you know, do the tap it and everything. All of those has to deal with like, you know, currency and everything. So, you know, cryptocurrency is just like mainly, you know, the same thing, you know, with Bitcoin. It's just different. It's when they have like Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Doggy Coin, all of those is just like, you know, the software was just like a little tweak in it, and each of them is trying to say like, you know, they're the better one. It's almost like Coca-Cola and Pepsi, or like, you know, ginger ale and Schweppes and stuff like that. You know, they're both ginger ales, but, you know, it's made a little bit different. So, you know, Coca-Cola is trying to say it's better than Pepsi. Pepsi saying that it's better than Coca-Cola. Right. So that's the same type of thing when it comes to like, you know, cryptocurrency. Now, the most popular one now is Bitcoin. So that's the, you know, popular one. But, you know, they have like another one that's coming up now, which, you know, I could say maybe like a few weeks ago was a fraction of a penny. Now it's about 30 cents right now, a stock, and that's Doggy Coin. Some people say Dodge Coin. So if you would have put like, you know, like let's say $600 into it like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, probably would have seen some, you know, good money, you know, by now. So people's looking at, you know, Dodge Coin right now as, you know, the next big thing. But what I would say is in reference to like, you know, the Bitcoin right now is that, or when I say Bitcoin, that's one of the cryptocurrencies. But, you know, when people say Bitcoin, they think of like all of the different type of coins, but it's of the cryptocurrencies and everything. But people looking at Bitcoin as like, you know, the main one right now. But when it comes to like, you know, the coins in general, I would say just like I said before, we have to like learn how to be more patient instead of, you know, having, you know, the money, the ants running in our pants when it comes to the money. So I would say, like, you know, invest if you can, you know, invest in one of the coins that you feel like maybe, you know, worth something or may grow throughout time, and just like, you know, leave it in, maybe leave it in for like a year or so. Don't be so much in a rush to, like, you know, get nervous if, you know, a few percentages go down or so, because it's almost like a wave and everything. You know, when it goes down, people will try to, like, you know, bail out, and then next thing you know, it end up coming up. So the
Yes.
people, so that's how it is in reference to, like, you know, the cryptocurrency, or just like, you know, the stocks in general. So I would say, like, you know, people to like really, you know, do their research and things of that nature in reference to the cryptocurrency and everything. Right now, Bitcoin is like, you know, the main one. So it doesn't look like the Bitcoin is really going anywhere, but you can get yourself like a little fraction of a Bitcoin and still, you know, go somewhere with it. So I feel like, you know, that's kind of like, you know, good for now.
Thank you, David McFly Mims. Such an eloquent way to put it. Dayon Powell.
I'm sorry, the evangelist sent me a messenger thing because I invited him. Yeah, I was gonna play a video for you guys, but we don't have much time because it's not a show. But yes, I would like to say, you know, once again, YouTube it all. If you want to know about Bitcoin, ask YouTube. If you know how to bake a cake, go to YouTube. If you want to know how to be the next AniYa, YouTube plus prayer. So here we go again. Yes, please, guys, economics is very important, but investing in yourself first, your God, your people, all that kind of stuff. Keep it in family.
And real quick, as you mentioned, you know, YouTubing it, I believe one of the comments or statements that our brother Mikael stated was, you know, he prefers, oh, here it is. Thank you, God. People are, oh, okay, One second. Thanks for the information, says Patricia. I never recommend the YouTube Academy. Pay for your education if possible. What are your thoughts on that? Because we're going right from this to the AniYa show, so we'll be here for approximately another 30 minutes or so. I think it'll be good for you to play another video, Dion, but right now, I want to talk a little bit about that because he says two things that really captivated my attention. He says pay for your education, and he never recommends the YouTube Academy. And then what realistic plans of action would you recommend to someone who is closer to living check to check, so they can still invest without huge risk? So real quick, I want to take the lead, and then I want you guys to follow up. First thing, I understand the gamut of having a real education versus going to YouTube Academy. However, you know, I'm pro YouTube, and the reason being is because I find it quick and efficient. Like, of course, having the real, you know, education is very profitable in so many areas, and of course that's what we all would aspire to, but we live in a society that does not allow for us to sometimes go back to school or drop everything and take courses and things like that. Plus, let's be real on this part too, education is so expensive, and there's no guarantee on work after you go through those years and you get those school loans. Not saying I'm against education, guys, by any means, you know, but I'm just saying we have to be real clear. So if you can find something informative like we just found on YouTube, you know, that Dion provided, which he will provide some more clips for us, I say go for it. And then get that financial background that you need, such as a real advisor, an institution that can literally make sure that you're spending your money in the right way and things like that. Don't ever go into anything blind. But like I said, I've been investing for years. And when I try to even ask my, you know, advisors questions, they refuse to give me the knowledge I was looking for, and I was paying for it. So why not freaking get it for free? That's one. For two, how can I advise somebody that, you know, is living from paycheck to paycheck, for example, and how can I share with them, you know, how to start investing? I'll tell you guys a little bit of my story. I'm a whole disabled woman. I literally have you know, disability. I have a rare medical condition. I usually don't tell my side of my story like that, but when people see me traveling and doing certain things, they're like, wait a minute, we thought you were like out of control balling. And I'm like, no, you would be surprised what my, you know, income looks like. But the good part is I never let my physical ailments stop me, right? Never let anything that's come against me stop me by any means necessary, because I always knew that I wanted to be a multimillionaire. I was told I was supposed to be a multimillionaire by the time I was in my late 20s. That didn't happen. And instead, I found myself in ICU fighting for my life. So what happens when your body gives out, but your mind still works? And in a lot of people's cases, their bodies don't give out, nor their minds give out, but their soul gives out. They become tired of life and they don't want to live life. So they think that life is kind of over for them and they do stupid stuff. I am not going to demean anybody or, bring anybody down. But what I'm saying is, if you look at anybody that's made it in life, and succeeded, listen to their story, see how they did it. I had to stop saying, woe is me, about my story, about my body not working, about me not being where I was supposed to be at the age I was. I had to stop looking at what the doctors were saying, because there was no hope for me. There was no hope for my body. I had to be rehabilitated from head to toe, for example, from head to toe, because none of my organs worked. But look at me today. You would never know that I lived at the Treasure Coast, St. Lucie County Medical Center for over 3 months. And I was back and forth hospitalized for years. Couldn't walk, couldn't talk, couldn't breathe on my own. I mean, every condition you think of, my body just was not doing well. And one of the main problems was my blood clotting. I had pitting edema, pulmonary embolism, and nephrotic syndrome. And the nephrotic syndrome had to do with the kidney. Pitting edema is the swelling of the body, gained over 100 pounds, about 40 pounds in 24 hours of fluids, drowning my whole, all of my organs in my body. And why do I share that? Because if I could freaking make it, then I know any of you can too. And I'm just sharing just a little bit of the story, guys.
Yes,
So,
no more. Hey,
no more.
I just want to address. Someone said that you should be going to YouTube University to learn stuff, right? So you know me, I have too much information and resources to make them do some work. So if I may share my screen briefly.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, and I'm stepping away. Take over, Dion.
It's called Coursera. See Coursera right here in the upper left-hand corner, Coursera.org. It's a nice platform where you can learn, get certifications for free or on the cheap, as it were, Coursera.org. And you go here, and colleges, universities, teachers use their time and talents free to give you all these certifications, and you can even pay for degrees if you want, but most information here is free and legit from professionals, right? And so when I Google, that's ask God, ask Google, ask YouTube, you get investment management specialization classes for free. Enroll free starts the 21st, which is today. And you can learn, see the courses they'll have to teach you how to invest and make your portfolio. And it's all legit, people. So there you have it. More information. Back to you, AniYa. Oh no, I'm looking at a chair right now. So in the meantime, me and McFly, we're going to have to do our, play-by-play. Did you watch WrestleMania, McFly?
Yeah, I watched WrestleMania, and also with the YouTube University. You can't really undermine the YouTube University, because throughout history, there's like a lot of people who didn't go to college and was able to make millions and billions of dollars. And these universities, these quote unquote real colleges, end up going to these people and giving them honorary college degrees, honorary doctorate degrees, and they didn't even go to college. Why? Because they don't want, their students to be humiliated. Because, when a lot of these students go to like these universities and, they get like master's, doctor's degrees, many times it's difficult for them to, especially nowadays, to go into like the job market and to sometimes get the type of jobs that they went to school for. And plus they're in debt. So that's a big issue. And if you're able to go to a YouTube University and, get the same type of education for free that you would end up paying for like a university, why not? And, another thing is, whoever made that comment, go to, college to get a real education. Education is mainly a perspective, because there's a lot of things in life that you're going to learn that you can't learn from a university, quote unquote, real university, especially if you're not going to pay for it. Why tell somebody to go pay for, something if you're not going to help them, pay for it? anything, so if somebody is willing to give you something, some advice to like you to help you save your money, and to probably do it for free, why not? And that's what we need to do and everything. Because, when you go to like other communities and other cultures, they're willing to help each other. And that's why those type of cultures end up thriving and making more money. Like look at these Arab corner stores in Harlem and throughout the hood and everything. They didn't go to no so-called quote unquote university. What they did, they went to like probably a YouTube university or the home university. Just like the lady that was here before, she said that she learned a lot of things from like her family and also from like her husband. So it's also the people that's around you, you can learn things as well too, and that also helps with the economics. Same thing with these corner stores and everything. A lot of these, a lot of times they have their children work with them, and learn the ropes and things of that nature. And that's how economics end up going. Instead of like going to like university, spending thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it's no guarantee that you're going to get a job, but then you're still going to be in debt probably for like the next 10 or 20 years for many people.
And may I add, thank you so much for sharing that, because you took it all the way to the home front. May I just add too, I think that was, thank you so much. I think that was also, white America's plan, and I'm not going to even front, because how is it that Black people were striving and succeeding so much for a number of years? Look at Black Wall Street. Look at all the other dynamics that Black people had, all the wealth, all the property, all the businesses. And then we've seen within a short time frame, everything dissolved. And then they introduced, things like welfare to our community by stripping away the Black man from the home. And funny enough, my hubby was just sharing that with me last night, how, this is the plot. This was the plot for, white people. Like, we'll help you. We'll provide for you, Black women, with all your children, but the Black man cannot be there. And what did they do? They continued to utilize the slave mentality by putting our Black men in prison.
But I would also add that we can't help them out with this process. We can't go into the mouth.
Absolutely.
We can't accept their program. You know how many Black women I've encountered lately? I'm so proud of that say, listen, I don't care. I will not put a Black man on child support. I will use other means necessary to work things out. So a lot of people are like going away from the system and all this stuff. So I'm very happy.
Understandably, but do you understand that it has to be a socioeconomic shift as well as a mindset that will perpetuate this attitude? Like, we don't need this check, and we can be a Black power couple, and we can make it without the government's input. That takes power, that takes strength to say enough is enough. So obviously what we have to do, my Black people, my Black leaders, is we have to continue to share knowledge, empower, and show examples of what it means to be a Black nation, a great Black nation again. Because for far too long, we were literally allowing others to showcase our narrative and to do what they've been doing to us. And we can't allow that to happen anymore. So I'm so thankful that we're talking about this, because this is something that I'm always thinking about. I always have this in the forefront of my mind. Hell, I didn't even get my Black card fully until I saw the movie. Oh my God, James Earl Jones. And in the 1970s, he had like a Cadillac. The lady's name starts with a C. The movie started with a C.
I know what it's called, but I'm not telling you because you should be ashamed of yourself.
I forgot. I saw the movie. Okay.
Ask God. I mean Google.
You are so ridiculous. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you. So
no coaching, McFly. You're a movie buff as well, so no coaching.
James Earl Jones.
It was called Star Wars: Revenge of Vader.
It was not.
Luke, this is your landlord.
You are the devil. Why are you not just telling me? Hold on. I'm gonna tell you right now. And he was so powerful, and I never had seen that movie.
Please call me Beelzebub for sure.
You know what? Oh my God, which one is it? Why are you delaying the process? We're live on social media, sir. Oh my God, it's called
Coming to America 2.
No! Diane Carroll. She was
Diane Carroll. That's right. Her name was Diane Carroll. She played Uhura on Star Trek.
Hold on. Claudine! Ding, 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 ding. You are the devil, Dion J. Powell. Anyway, when I saw Claudine, that's when it became even more real for me. Okay. So I just had to share that with you guys real quick for sure. Any questions, comments, or concerns this evening, guys? Because we're about to shut it down. We've done a great job tonight.
Yeah, so I have a question. What happened to your AniYa, outro music? They're gonna be alright.
I have it, but we don't do it for the Economic Crisis Initiative. We jump right in.
We gotta have a theme song.
No loop.
McFly, we should have $1 Million Man. Everybody's got a place.
We just jump in, sir. No lube, all raw. Let's go.
Jesus Christ, it's time for me to go on that note. Deuces.
Anyway, say where people can find you. Hi, Brenda, Mama Brenda.
Hey, you mentioned something regarding, I don't know who you said it, but what do people do if they're working from payday to payday? So check to check, but y'all didn't go into that.
Oh yeah, I gave him my little story and how I just kept rebuilding myself. And so let me go into a little.
No, I thought one of the fellows that was on said something about payday to payday.
No, it was a comment. It was a comment that I read. Yeah. So I was just sharing my story, but you're right. I didn't even go into full detail because Dion jumped in with something else. And okay, so what I would say, and of course you don't have to quote me, but this is how I've done it with my little, disability check, for example, starting off small, putting little pieces away, starting off saving like $100 a month. For some people that don't have, a whole lot, that may seem like a whole lot, but that's actually not a lot at all. $100 a month is how I started. And I would just let it get out of my account without looking at it. I would just say, okay, this company would just take it and put it aside, take it and put it aside. So what happens is when you don't see that money being taken from you, you live off of what you do see. And then you learn how to not just budget. I don't want to utilize the word budget, but you learn how to put things in perspective, right? And you say, okay, I am $100 short, but I'm not, and this is what I can do with the rest of the money I have. So you start off small, or you can start off with $20 a month, because some people don't have that 100 for real, right? But if you have $20 extra a month, you start allowing that money to be taken out of your check or wherever you're getting your monies from, and you put that aside. Now, the reason I started with $100 a month, for example, is because the financial institution that I started with, they could not allow less than $100 a month, right? Some institutions will allow less, others will not. So the financial institution that I started off with, first of all, Mama Brenda said that I had to start off with $500 in the account. And that's really, really big for a person that's on disability. But I had to make sacrifices. So what do I say to the person that's either on disability or living from check to check? Make a sacrifice. If you don't need to get your hair done every week, don't do it. Save that $40 a week and put it aside, put it aside, put it aside. And once you start to see that money add up, what happens is you become more like happy. You become so joyful because you're seeing yourself doing something so positive and so amazing. So what you do is start putting that money a little bit aside until you see that money growing. Then you find a way to get that money to increase in in profitability, or even with interest. What institutions are out there? Do your research, right? So you can find a company that will save your money and they will add interest to it as you're saving. Banks are not the best place for that, because you know that banks do not really give you any interest, but they are financial institutions. If you want advice, reach out to financial advisors directly that are in your branch, in your bank, for example. You will see that there are people already with the knowledge that are right there. Like the Black brother you met, Mama Brenda, he is an open book and he will talk with you and share advice. Now, one of the things that Black people need to understand, and we need not to do, is like David was saying, we cannot give up so quickly. If you don't see your money growing overnight, do not give up. It's not going to happen overnight, but you have to put it in your mind that you're going to continue to build and you're going to continue to grow no matter what it looks like. And that's the first steps, because I can go into a lot deeper, but I'm not going to, because it'll get confusing and crazy. And, but the first steps, start putting that money aside little by little. If you don't have to spend it, don't spend it. Now, if you see my accounts, you'll be like, well, damn, AniYa. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Coming from where I came from, shoo, and I have a lot farther to go. Oh, and I will add this, because this is really huge. This is actually really huge. Set a goal for yourself. Like, my goal is to be a multi-billionaire. I know that sounds crazy as hell, but that's how I keep myself sane, by putting that in my mind all the time. However that looks like, I don't know how I'm going to be a multi-billionaire, but I put that as a goal, right, David? David's like, this girl right here. Listen, I put that as a real goal in my heart and in my mind, because I want to be a multi-billionaire, not to go around and brag, because when I do become a multi-billionaire, I'm not telling a damn soul, because I don't need nobody to come after me and kill me, right? But it's a personal agenda for me, because it's something that a lot of us don't attain, and we should think outside of the box. We should think bigger. We should literally look into different ways to have multiple streams of income. You name it, we should do it. And I tell people all the time, act like the white man when it comes to this. Hello. Find out what the white boy is doing and do it. That's how they're the richest. Hello. Does that help?
Yeah, that's definitely true. And also, there's a lot of Black people in Africa that's rich too, that's billionaires and all of that stuff. But to follow up with what you're saying, can you hear me?
Oh yes, absolutely.
All right. So just to move forward, before we could do anything, we have to discipline ourselves, and we have like a big problem of disciplining ourselves. And part of discipline is just the ability to do something to get the job done, whether you like it or not. So if you don't like doing something, you still have to do it just to get the job done, and that's a part of discipline. But a lot of times, especially now, in our communities, in the Black communities, we cry, when somebody's telling us what to do, or we have to be disciplined to do certain things. We're looking for somebody to save us and everything, or to bail us out so that we could escape from doing it ourselves. So we really have to really discipline ourselves. Instead of, going to the liquor store to get that drink and everything, or to get, a pack of cigarettes that's about $20, or, some drugs, or, going out with your girls to the club, or, taking your girl out to dinner, instead of discipline yourself to cook at home, things of that nature. We could use that money that we would be using to spend other things, and we could use that to invest in stocks and things that we need instead of things that we want.
Frivolous spending.
Discipline is a real big problem that have in our
no
community.
Accountability, David. I consider it as not being held accountable and not having self-love and training, right? Of course, and I blame it on the past and the psychological abuses that we've been through. It's tormenting when you think about the history of Black people, but we can and we will overcome. And that's what I want people to take away. It's incredibly hard, especially when you have so many odds against you. Duh, I get it. But we can't make any more excuses, like David is saying. Stop making excuses. Everybody has an asshole. That's what excuses are. Literally, that's everybody came with a butthole. Okay, guys. Sorry, not to be disrespectful, Mama Brenda, but sometimes I say a few words that are not, the best. But yeah. With that being said, I hope that helps. And of course, there's much more to saving and investing and things like that. But I think those key parts that I just shared from my part, right, from my point of view, can help somebody get the ball rolling. But they have to make the ultimate decision for themselves, because at the end of the day, if you're happy in your situation, by means, all means, do you. But if you're not happy, find ways to get out. And I think it was you, David, that said it multiple times tonight about surrounding yourself with those that can help you, or those that see the greatness in whatever it is that you're trying to do, and they're your partner. Like, you need accountability partners, you know, get out of that box and work with people and speak with people that can help make a difference in your life.
Yeah, people that could help you grow your money and not blow your money. You know, you know, like MC Hammer went into bankruptcy because he was so busy, you know, helping people, and the people around him wasn't really helping him grow his money. It was helping him blow his money. And that's why, you know, he ended up, like, you know, being bankrupt and things of that nature. Even DMX, you know, they were saying like he was having like little financial issues because, you know, he was like helping like a lot of people, you know, from the neighborhood and from the hood and stuff like that, you know. So, you know, you have to have people around you that's gonna help you grow instead of, you know, deflating your air.
And here's the thing about that too, right, David? And that could be another conversation for sure, because we have a few more minutes here. Here's another thing about that. What happens in our communities when these entertainers become super wealthy and they become entertainers, a lot of times they do it for show, right? They do it because they never had anything. So once they become literal something or somebody in the eyes of their community, they want to show off. Whereas it should be more kept a secret, because, you know, once you start getting there into that realm, now people are going to be your relatives that you never heard of. You know, people are going to be following you and tracking your every move, and then they're going to be tracking your pockets, and they don't realize how hard you work to get to that place. Like for me, I try to empower and encourage people around me so that nobody is dependent on me. Not saying that I won't help out anybody, not saying anything like that at all. But damn it, like, people don't understand, when you have goals and dreams, right? You need to be able to move accordingly. You need to be able to be happy, you know, with what you have so that you can build more. But unfortunately, a lot of times, when you become that person you've been trying to become, for example, the community that we're surrounded in sometimes become jealous, envious, indifferent. They try to bring you down. I go through it all the time, guys. So I know what I'm saying. And it hurts because it's like, you have the same opportunities. Sometimes you have more opportunities than I do, but you didn't choose to take those opportunities. And instead, you chose to blow your wealth, or you chose to snort your drugs, or etc. I mean, the list goes on as to what some people tend to do versus what they should do. And like we're saying, David, you know, saving those extra couple of dollars. Oh, and I will say this too. And here's where I end, and you guys can say your last closing remarks or what have you, ask any questions or concerns. I used to smoke cigarettes. I used to smoke weed. I used to smoke cigarettes and all of that. And then one day I woke up and I was like, wait a minute, what's the purpose of this? Like, I'm getting high, or I'm smoking weed, and I'm doing all this stuff, or smoking cigarettes. And honestly, it's not even beneficial. First of all, it's a health issue. Secondly, I don't like the way all this crap makes me feel. Thirdly, after smoking cigarettes for a while, I started to sound like a transvestite when I would wake up in the morning. Terrible sound. And I was like, really, there's no positive points. And then I was spending all of this money. So imagine the amount of money I'm spending to engage in an activity that had no real benefit, right? And that's when I opened my eyes and I was like, oh, wow, this is no longer going to work for me, because there's really no benefits. If our people could start seeing how some of these things really doesn't benefit them, I feel like we would do a whole lot better. Like, let's not pretend like you're not, you know, feeling the consequences of these cigarettes that are costing $20 a pack for you to smoke. Let's not, you know, let's stop pretending. Let's stop acting like you don't understand that getting drunk every day is actually ruining your liver and is causing you to do stupid stuff. Let's stop pretending these things and let's face reality for what it is. So I had to share that part too, because smoking those cigarettes was not it for me. Okay.
Yeah. Or like, you know, going out to, like, you know, fellas taking out their girl to like a fancy dinner every single night or something like that. You know, that's another thing I know throughout the years. You know, I came across, like, you know, some women was like, oh, I don't want to deal with him, or, you know, we broke up because, you know, he was cheap, or things like that. But, you know, he's the one that has some money and you don't. He's the one that has, and throughout the years, you know, that person that they complain about end up having things, end up having assets, while they just have nothing but their ass. the show. And it's real sad. It's real sad. So the thing is that, we have to like really budget and, just be aware of the people that surround us, because that also could, it could be a decision or a direction, they'll set you in a direction to either, to be in wealth or in poverty.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, and then people can build together too. So I'm all about the building together, saving, growing, educating, empowering, enlightening, all of those things, so that when that situation does come up with that man or that woman or what have you, you know what? We're doing this together because we want a better future. How about that? And if that person can't get with the program, then that's when you're like, oops, gotta go. That part. But I really am so happy we did this tonight. And I know a lot of people are listening and they are learning. They come back to me, they tell me all the time, and I get so happy. And we have to continue the narrative. I don't know where Dion went. I think he had another platform that he had to jump on. But that's the beauty about this Zoom thing. You could be all over the world in a blink of a second on computer. I love it. In every single meeting at the same time. I love it. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed tonight. Mama Brenda, where can people find you if they want to reach out to you and share any great messages or love or whatever with you? Where can they find you, ma'am?
Well, I'm usually at National Action Network. But what do you want me to give my email?
Your Facebook, whatever, your email. Oh, we didn't even get a chance to talk about the convention. Oh, Lord. In just a few moments, can you share a little bit about the convention since you were there all week, ma'am? And then you could give your Facebook and your email.
Well, the convention was much different this year. It was very quiet. We didn't have any confusion.
Mm-hmm.
It was so much, everything was virtual. 95% of it was virtual. It was different. It was nice, but it was just different. I enjoy the people and the gathering and the meeting different people. But basically it was just the chapter leaders down there that came from out of town. They went through the 4 days good. Some people, and youth got awards.
Yeah.
I think 2 of them. And I think Rachel got an award. I think she did. And it was nice. It was really nice. It was all in one room. We didn't have to travel from floor to floor or room to room. Everything was located in one location.
Mm-hmm.
It was just so different without having the people there. I hope by next year that they will have it back, whereas people could come in. Because it was only allowed 150 people, and they had to sign in every day and change their bands and make sure they got clearance. But it was nice. It was nice and quiet.
Thank you.
It wasn't really much to do down there as of a volunteer.
Right.
After the people came in on Wednesday, that was, those the same people that came back the rest of the day. So it wasn't much to do. And it was no food at all. They gave us water.
Yeah.
That's it. And we had to clear out the place twice a day, around 12 o'clock and then around 5 o'clock. We had to leave the floor so they could clean up. They was good at what they was doing though. And they was on key by keeping the place up to par and making sure no one's in there without being COVID tested.
Nice. Absolutely. I love that part. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And where can people find you, Mama Brenda?
You can find me on email, blhdock@aol.com.
All right. Thank you so much, Mama Brenda. Again, you are the best. So thankful for you and, sharing and also being a part of this beautiful convention and this beautiful economic crisis initiative that we have going on. And for you, sir, Mr. David McFly Mims.
Yes. You just Google me, Google me, David McFly Mims, and you'll be able to reach me in different platforms. Let's keep it simple.
Awesome. Awesome. Well. I am so glad we are done for tonight. I think I'm going to play that closing song because, Crazy Dion mentioned something about it earlier. And we've literally always played that song, but that's typically when we have the show going on. However, I will play that closing song because it's only right and appropriate to do so. I just had a really great time with you guys tonight. Stick around for tomorrow night's show on the AniYa show, where we have, I think, a special guest joining us. And even if we don't, you should stick around anyway because it's a great platform. You get to learn, you get to grow, and you get to express your thoughts. Isn't that the most amazing part? I love being able to express my thoughts, and I know you all like to as well. And that's why this platform is here for all of you who typically wouldn't have that time to share your thoughts and your concerns about what's happening each and every day in our communities. And of course, with the recent onset of violence and problems that we're facing, one of the things that I want to reassure you all on is that we as a people must continue to fight and go forward, irregardless of what that looks like. Stay strong, my people. Stay strong. Never give up hope. And that's the bottom line. What is hope? Hold on, pain ends. And with that being said, you are now going to be tuned in to the one and only Lachi because it is our time. I'll see you all tomorrow night on the AniYa show. Thank you, Mama Brenda, and
thank you,
David McFly Mims, for sticking around. And
thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Peace.
We just want a piece of the pie, so we pack our bags and run. Said we pack our bags and run. Trying to walk on the wire, 'cause there's nothing we cannot overcome. Nothing we cannot overcome. They don't realize. They don't realize. We're gonna take our turn. We're gonna rule the world. 'Cause it's our time. Our time to fly. We're gonna take our turn. We're gonna rule the world. 'Cause it's our time. Our time to fly. They're not gonna take us alive. They must not know how we do. They sure don't know how we do. 'Cause we're gonna fight to survive. They will not knock us off our groove. They will not knock us off our groove. They don't realize. They don't realize. We're gonna take our turn. We're gonna rule the world. Guys, it's our time. We're gonna take our turn. We're gonna rule the world. Guys, it's our time. They'll see with their own eyes. It will come as no surprise. We'll climb the rock most high. It's time for new chapters. Feel the taste of love, life, and laughter. I pack my bag, look ahead to the night, and I'm ready to claim my dreams, and I'm ready to take the flight. And I'll admit it in my heart, I feel a little fear. I'm racing towards my destiny. I gotta keep my conscience clear. The blue sky's got a star I should be standing on. It's my turn, and I'm ready to take the world on. We're gonna take our time. We're gonna rule the world. Rule the world. We're gonna take our time. We're gonna rule the world. It's our time.
Now time to fly. We both take our time. We rule the world. Time, time to fly. It's our time to fly. There will be a reason why. I'll make the change. We go rule the world. Yeah.
All right, Mama Brenda, talk to you in a few.
Okay, baby.
All right, love ya.
Love you too. Bye bye.